All right. Well, I guess the intro isn't working.
No countdown today.
It somehow glitched out. It literally stopped after 2 seconds. But
That was
hello,
weird.
everybody, and welcome to the Essetino Weekly Mastermind episode number 118.
Ooh, wow. 118. Yes. We've been doing this for a long time, guys, and it's so great to be back again. Another Thursday. Welcome,
Mhm.
welcome. My name is Orit. If you're new here, and this is Jewel, we're founders of Essetino Media, where we help you create profitable content and grow your business online so you can make more money doing what you love. Because it's all about being passionate about the work that you do. So this right here is a community for you to come in, share your wins, share your struggles, ask questions, meet other like-minded creators and entrepreneurs so we can all network and support each other in our journey.
Yeah, and that was really funny. So we were all ready to press the play button in literally like 1 second, and then it just froze. And then we're just sitting here behind the scenes going, what happened? And we're just pressing pause, play, and it's not playing. So
it happens. Technology conks out on you no matter how many times you do these live streams. So it's all
As
good.
we've
You just kind of roll with it.
There's some Easter eggs in the 118. There was one where we had no sound. There was one where we were in the car and it just died.
Going through a drive-through.
There's one where I just had extreme pain in my legs and I said we have to end the live stream.
I remember that. We were sitting in the living room. Yeah, I remember that one.
All right, so let's start off the show with sharing your wins for the week, and we will get to today's topic after the wins.
Yes.
So let's go through, say hello to some people, and share some wins. I see that we've already got two super stickers.
You
one
guys.
From Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And have a safe night. Have a safe evening. And thanks again for the super chat that, you'd even give us a super chat and you can't stay for the live stream. So that's very cool.
We appreciate you, Lisa. Thank you. And Timothy as well.
Timothy right off the bat here with a super sticker as well. Thank you so much. You guys can see
the coffee mug. Yeah.
You can see that super sticker I associate with Timothy.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Timothy. And hello.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello. And then we've got Brenda in the house. Hey, Brenda, how's it going?
Hi, Brenda.
And we've got Roland from Getting It Done North of 7.
Hello, Roland.
And Jojo's in the house.
Nice.
Hey, Jojo.
Jojo, you made it early this time. Love it. Hello.
And we've got Felix Dragoy in the house.
Cool.
Hey, where are you watching from?
Hello, Felix.
Okay. And Roland's first one here. Recently passed 11,000 subscribers. I still find it so crazy.
Oh,
I know, right?
Amazing. Yeah. It no matter how many times you think about like those, when it goes hundreds and thousands of subscribers, it's still like, wow, amazing.
11,000 people have subscribed to your channel. Think about that for
amazing,
a second.
Roland.
I find that, we often need to remind ourselves to just step back, think about it for a second, do a bird's eye view of your own thing. Because often we're so in our business, right? So obsessed in doing it.
And we're so used to seeing likes and subscribers and followers and numbers. And it can become desensitizing at times, right? And always looking for more and more and more, but you really have to stop and appreciate where you're at. And that's really cool, Roland.
All right. And we've got a win from Brenda here. Win.
Nice.
I was the feature on an Essetino Media video. Yes.
You were the inspiration.
If you saw the video, the tutorial video that I put out on a past Monday, I think it might have been 2 Mondays ago, it was how to sell your book on YouTube using, so this is for published authors, selling your own physical and digital book using your YouTube channel. And I find that a lot of people, authors in particular, they think that, once I write a book, that it's going to sell. I've got a book. I've got
Yeah.
this promotional piece,
Yeah.
which to a certain extent, yes, probably it can and will sell based on, organic search on Amazon and stuff. But I wouldn't rely on one method. I wouldn't rely on just that method.
Yeah.
And so I was taking Brenda as an example and showing people how they can sell their book with their own YouTube channel. And at the same time, she's also getting coaching clients as well for her memoir coaching program. So the entire video was basically about Brenda and showing what she's doing.
Yeah. We're just celebrating what you're doing, Brenda. It was our pleasure to feature you on the channel.
Yeah, we love celebrating you guys, sharing the wins for everybody to give them hope, because I know it sounds like, oh, give them hope. And it's like, yeah, you'd be surprised, man. There's a lot of people that need the spirit, that need the idea that they can do it too. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for people to relate to us because they think they put us like on a pedestal, and we're like, no, check out this person over here. They are very close to where you started. You can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Like it's all examples of belief, like helping people believe that they can do it too. And it's, you guys as well can share stories with your audience of people that you connect with and people in your community or your clients or your followers, because it's like a trickle effect. It's a ripple, right? And you want it to inspire others to believe that they can do those things as well.
Mm-hmm. I've said this before. I love watching, underdog movies, rags to riches stories, people who had hard times. And I don't get bored of them. I love hearing and seeing and watching like true stories of people that started off with nothing and then they like made their life.
Yeah.
All right. And Roland says he's coming up on 3 years for this channel. Amazing. And it's an income stream for you.
Okay, cool. Felix is watching from Europe. It's 4 a.m. Oh my gosh. Is this your usual time for waking up, Felix? We do have another person who, or a member who watches our videos, and we call him 4 a.m. David. And we haven't seen 4 a.m. David in a while. Maybe he
watches from Africa. So I can't remember which country.
Yeah.
In Africa.
But that's crazy. He says, this is the best live of all the 250 plus channels I'm subscribed to. Oh,
that's amazing.
I love that comment. Thank you.
Whoa.
That made my day.
Wow.
Thank you for that, Felix.
That just woke me up.
Boom, fire. Yes.
Which country in Europe are you watching from? And wow, such an honor to have you say that. That's cool.
Thank you for that.
And people are saying like 4 a.m. Timothy, I had more sales of my online course.
Nice.
And I'm about to close another sale with another tomorrow.
That's amazing, Timothy.
Wow. That's so cool to hear, Timothy. And your price point is at $197, I believe. So that's awesome. That is so cool that you are making these online sales.
Yeah, congrats, Timothy. This is just validation that your community wants to see more educational resources from you, right? Because I know you've been teaching through your live streams and your YouTube channel, but this is like the first of possibly other educational digital products that you could put together. And it doesn't have to be like another full-fledged course. Maybe it is, but it could be even a smaller product like an ebook or a guide, or, so that's really cool that you're finding that demand with your community.
And that
really awesome.
It's honestly endless with the amount of courses you can create. I'm sure that there's many different topics and facets that you can do for airbrushing. And also you do pastel, you do all different kinds of art stuff. So it's endless, really. And it's just the beginning for you.
Yeah. I know I was going to say, you might not see it right now, but we like just watching you, and you created this course, you put it up online. Oh, there goes our countdown. Well, let's pause that.
Wow, the countdown just started now, like 11 minutes into the video.
Okay, the countdown's fired. No, I was joking. Yeah, so it's really I lost my train of thought.
Totally.
Timothy.
Interrupted you.
Yeah. It's really the beginning of something really exciting for you, because
you were saying we see the future.
Yeah, we've seen like where, how your journey started and progressed and everything. So I could really see this expanding into something bigger. And we're talking about brand equity today. You're definitely doing a lot of that already. So
yeah,
great work.
Because we've had literally a decade of experience, and I think actually more than a decade, we often see your guys' future, and that's why we're always like, just do this, stick with it, and you will get XYZ result. We've lived through it, and we can kind of foresee what's going to happen if you stick with it. And that's honestly, in working with many people, it's getting people to be consistent and to stick with it for the long run.
That's the hardest, is the biggest challenge for everyone.
Downfall.
Yeah, is sticking with the same thing for a while. Yeah.
Timothy had made a comment here. Felix, entrepreneurs are usually awake at 4 a.m. because he's awake at 4 a.m.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then Felix was saying, we definitely share the same mindset here.
Awesome.
Still have not gotten myself to wake up that early.
I tried.
I don't know that I know that stat, and I hear it all the time. And a lot of them are, but I'm personally not there yet. It's pretty hard for me to wake up that early in the morning. I think the earliest I'll honestly wake up is like a 7. I find that I do well during certain times of the day. I have woken up quite early before, but I'm so drained. Like I'm like tired from the get-go, and I'm like, by the time it gets noon, I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's hours of
circadian
rhythm. of REM or delta or whatever that is, those hours where you really do get good deep sleep, that could shift. It could be from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. and you're good, or it could be like you need to go to bed at 8 p.m. and you wake up at 7, and that's how much hours you need. Like, it's different for everybody, and I think you just have to keep experimenting to find out what's your optimal hours.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Tracy's in the house. Hey,
hello, Tracy.
How's it going? And we've got here, and have we seen this person on the live stream?
Abidemi. Hello. I'm not sure. I'm here searching for how to get my first sale on Fiverr, and I found this live show.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Okay, I can give you a quick tip here.
Yep.
First of all, it starts with, because Fiverr, all it is a bunch of offers. People offering a service, and you have to somehow stand out in front of everybody. So what I would first do is look at your competition and see what people are doing.
Yeah.
For us, this is how we stood out. And there was a lot of people that were in the same market as us. So we used to do like design, PDF design and stuff. One of the main things that makes you stand out is do a coherent video of yourself explaining your offer clearly to the potential buyer on Fiverr. Because most people will not do video. And if they do, they're going to botch it, and they're not going to do it well. And it actually makes them look bad. But Arit, she did a video explaining, if you get this gig, you're going to get this, 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 and this. Yeah. I will ask you for this. Let's get started.
So most people on Fiverr, they do put up, photos of their portfolio, of their work, and then they have the description of what you will get, right? That's your competition. For you to stand out, highly recommend doing video, because yes, the information's already on your Fiverr landing page, but just doing a video, people feel like they can trust you more. And that's the key to making more sales on Fiverr, is developing trust with your customers. And also during, like, when you get a sale, do everything you can to do an outstanding job,
above and beyond.
Yeah, because those people will come back over and over again, and they'll leave a great review. And that's another thing that you need to develop, is those reviews. So in that video, even though you have the information already written down on your Fiverr gig page, say exactly what you're going to get, be super clear, show some examples, in that video as well. That's what I did. And people just, started messaging me from that.
Another
Yeah.
strong point is being able to communicate well through video and through typing. So being coherent with the English language, because the majority of people that are going onto Fiverr are North Americans. It's kind of like a freelance thing. And so because we said we used it to our advantage. We said we're here in Vancouver and things like that, and people could hear that we can speak English. And so they're like, I want to work with you, because they know that they're going to be able to get clear communication and not have a lot of back and forth with the language barrier.
They just want to know that you're legit and that you number one, you produce good work. But a lot of people produce good work, right? So that's kind of hard to compete on. But number two, that you're someone that they can trust, and number three, that you know what it is that you're able to understand each other and communicate, because that's the biggest thing, is like your client having expectations, and you need to be clear about what they should expect and how you can fulfill those expectations too.
Yeah.
So just being super clear with your communication is everything, so people know exactly what they're going to get and working with you, and it ends up being a happy customer because there's nothing that was missed or misunderstood.
And just to give you a side note that, this advice is true advice. We had almost 1,000 5-star reviews. And at our highest point, we were doing about 5,000 to 7,000 a month on Fiverr. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that there's cash coming in and all that kind of stuff, but it was a lot. It's a lot on Fiverr at the time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend solely only having a career on Fiverr, because there is that crazy timer that starts when somebody orders from you. So, we had a great run on Fiverr, and I don't regret it. It actually set us up for the type of client work that we do now, which is what we wanted to evolve into, which is less clients, way less clients, but the price point is higher. Mm-hmm. So having clients that are in the 4 to 5 figure project range. Rather than on Fiverr, it started off at $5, and eventually it was going into the hundreds and stuff. But we want less clients, higher per project.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Timothy.
Hi, Phil.
We've got Phil in the house. Hey, Phil, how's
hello.
it going?
Okay, cool. Felix is from Romania.
Cool.
Dracula.
The only thing you know about it.
Yeah, I have not been to Romania, but I don't know what the time difference is there, but
it's 4 a.m. there,
so it would be that's
calculating.
Calculating.
I have no idea.
Not calculating.
No problem, Timothy. Again, it's been a pleasure to see you grow. I remember when you first said you were going to start this, and you came through, you followed through, and now you are making sales, which is the fun part.
Mm-hmm. It's the best part.
Jojo says, I love hearing your wins, guys. Well done, and congrats to you all. All right. Felix says, 4 a.m. as a night owl, not as an early riser.
All right. 4 a.m. as a night owl, not as an early riser. Oh, here, let me hold on a second.
All right. So we've got Brayden in the house. Hey, Brayden, how's it going? And we've got over-delivering always helps, even though it takes more effort. Yes, it does take more effort for sure, but it's definitely for the long run. That's what's going to carry on after the work is completed. So that's honestly some of the best advice that I can give, is over delivering with anything in life, really. So let's see here. We've got everybody just saying hello to everybody.
Hello.
And let's share some wins for the week here.
Yeah.
So quick ones. I recently just checked. I don't know if it's changed, but we are 6 subscribers away from 49,000. So we are about to hit the 49,000 subscriber range, which will now commence the big countdown to 50,000.
Whoa,
So
sounds official. Commence. Yeah, I know. We've been talking about this for months, for years. I remember even when we were at like 10,000, we're like, oh, it'll be so cool when we hit 50,000. It's a big milestone to hit.
Yeah, so countdown to 50,000 subscribers, which is halfway to the silver play button, which is 100,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show that, we're halfway there, which we're pretty much almost halfway there to getting that silver play button.
I know.
Yeah. So some big things are going to happen for the 50,000 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Going to take a helicopter up to the glaciers here in British Columbia, beautiful British Columbia. We're going to go high up and celebrate up there on top.
Yeah, there's it's like an ice cave. So there are glaciers on top of the mountains. It's there like all year round. That's how cold it is. Like I mean, that's how high it is in terms of altitude, is that it stays like that. And yeah, it's kind of like an ice cave, or at least it looks that way in the pictures. Yeah, and you have to take a helicopter up. And we were just thinking like that would be so epic
to celebrate.
Yeah, to celebrate a 50,000. You guys know us. You know we love to do crazy adventures for hitting milestones and celebrating milestones. So of course there will be a vlog.
When you pair, so to us, like obviously I'm saving that one for the 50, and it's like it's gonna be quite euphoric and in terms of energy. So doing the 50,000 and then being on top of this mountain and seeing like stuff I've never seen before that most people don't get to see on top of. I mean, you have to take a helicopter there because they can only get into certain parts of it. Is going to be epic. I can already almost feel that energy because I was looking at the online brochure of it, and I was already planning it at like 45,000 or something.
Yeah, it's gonna get exciting.
Yeah. All right. So
exponential growth coming. 50K is way too low for the amount of value on the channel.
Yeah. So we often hear that from people like, oh, you should have way more subscribers and this and that. Well, we understand the game that we're playing. We don't like to do clickbait. We don't like to just go for things that are viral.
The tortoise and the hare.
We talk about different topics. So we're very well aware that, we could go do the viral route and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the game that we want to play. And we like doing the channel exactly the way that we're doing the channel. And that's what we actually teach, is having a sustainable, mentally sustainable channel for the long run.
Yeah, not just mentally, but physically too, right? There's so many stories of YouTuber burnout and YouTubers feeling pressured to create content in one topic for their viewers because the stats show that that's something that they're, loving a lot. But it's, again, like Jewel was saying, its sustainability is long-term, and we want to stay in this game long-term for, however long we can. And
as long as we like it.
Yeah. And it is similar to the tortoise and the hare story, or it will be the tortoise.
Last week, again, I saw another big YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to. I think they have almost 300,000 subscribers. And they did a video, the famous video of, hey guys, I need to step back from my channel because I'm burnt out. I don't enjoy it. And he even said in his videos, I have to separate myself from the views. He said that he had to tell himself, I am not my views, because he equated his worth to views. And so if a video didn't get what was considered a lot of views, then he would feel bad about himself. He would feel down. He would feel maybe even depressed. It's not uncommon. And so that's what we're trying to teach you guys is, yes, you have the celebrations and stuff, but also being okay if nobody clicks like, or no, or you don't get those numbers. And I've said it over and over again, and we will continue to say it, even though our videos don't get a lot of views. I'm not sad about it because I know that those videos help people. They will find, like, people will find them in the search. They get more views later on.
Yeah.
And I am happy with my channel.
They accumulate the views over years, and it's not, our channel is not one where you release a video and you get tons of views initially. That's very much a subscriber focused channel where like your subscribers are the ones that are constantly watching initially when you release a video. For us, it's all about search. So people constantly find our videos as time goes by.
Another one here is nice, consistent growth. Yeah. So I almost am glad that our trajectory was it was upward, but it has been
it's like this
slow, consistent growth, but still moving forward. Oftentimes what happens to people is they have a video go viral, right? Goes up, and then they can never reach that again. And then they're constantly just chasing it for the rest of the time. And then they're like, why can't I get back up there? When it could have been a number of different things. It could have been a fluke. It could have been just what was trending at the time. It could have been what was in the video, but for some reason they can't hit it again.
Yeah. It's super dangerous to attach your identity or your worth to those numbers, right? Because that's not something that you can control. You have to attach it to something that you are in control of, and that way you're safe.
And that's why, we are proud of the number of videos that we put out, the number of people that we've helped from our videos. And it's always like, if I put this video out and it helps one person, I'm good, and also even I know that it will because of the type of video I'm putting out, but I'm also just generally proud that I put out a video, despite if anybody watches it or not,
This right here is Thomas. Howdy, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas, how's it going?
Thomas
George, the music producer.
Yeah, question mark? Yes. Yeah. How's it going, Thomas? What's new with you? Any exciting wins to share this past week? Please let us know.
Roland says, subscriber count is nice, but doesn't pay. Yeah, we've often seen many examples of that, people having really high subscriber counts, but when you really look at the numbers behind the scenes, it's not paying out the way that they want to. And it honestly comes down to setting up your channel to receive income. A lot of people just think, oh, let me just have the high numbers and then I'm going to make money from it.
Yeah, a lot of people just rely on the views or the subscribers and they think that's going to bring in the dough, but that's, it's not something you can rely on. You have to build other income streams into your channel, or even into, just not even talking about YouTube, social media, right? Like into your social media posts and everything. Don't just rely on the ad revenue from that platform. It's that way you can also not hit a ceiling or not be controlled by like views and everything, right? Because you have created a separate income stream, like for example, selling an online course, selling your products and services, selling like someone else's products and services, or like through affiliate income, if you don't have your own. And that way you're just really like crossing all the T's and dotting the I's, so to speak, and you're not limited. That's the biggest thing, is just always create those paths that are open for you in different ways. And that way you're not hitting ceiling, which a lot of people do hit. Ceiling with views, ceiling with monetization, making money. So
I was just going to say, there's some big YouTubers right now where they were a family vlog channel, and maybe some of you know him. His name is Roman Atwood. He started off as a prank channel, then went to a family vlog channel. And he was at the time one of the biggest family vloggers, and they would get several million views per video, maybe 1 to 5 million views per daily vlog. They were daily vlogging. And we all know what happens when you daily vlog. That's a recipe for complete mental breakdown. I would not recommend that. But anyways, he was getting those views, and he recently started a podcast, the Roman Atwood podcast. And I actually like it when these big YouTubers create podcasts because you can actually hear who they are. They're not doing the fake thing for the camera. You can actually just hear them speak as a person. And, he goes on to explain how he just got tired of it. He has someone, he's making crazy money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was completely unfulfilled with his channel. And so that's why he started a podcast channel starting from zero. And he goes on to explain how starting from zero was the most exciting thing for him. Him having less than 100,000 subscribers, he was so happy. And he didn't even really want to blast it out to people. He just wanted it to like organically grow and just like just starting from again, because that's
the
journey. It's a cliche, but it's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Product Patrol in the house. Hey.
Hello, cheeks.
Are you guys doing some Halloween stuff? I know that you started doing some Halloween stuff last week, so countdown to Halloween for Product Patrol. Felix says, yeah, I actually found the channel when I was looking for a Camtasia tutorial, now staying for the lives.
Yep.
I love it when you guys find the channel through my Camtasia tutorials. That's also another thing that I wanted to do a video on, is just like sticking, because a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you use Adobe Premiere Pro, or why don't you use this, or why don't you use that?
Yeah.
And for us, we like to simplify things, and if it works, then it works. Continue working with it. And I saw the opportunity to be the Camtasia person because nobody was really talking about Camtasia. Everybody's talking about Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut, and it's quite saturated when everybody does that. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful in it, but I was like, I want to do the road less traveled. And so I said, I'm going to be the Camtasia person. Funny enough now, there's a lot of people now doing the Camtasia road, and it's becoming popular. Same thing that happened with Amazon FBA Canada when I said, I want to be the Canadian girl that does Amazon FBA to help Canadians. And then there are so many people. So it's like, I like being the trendsetter, like the one that goes when there's nobody there. And then everybody decides they want to be there too.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I think you develop over time, is to understand or to trust yourself that you are making the right decision by going in the opposite direction. Because when you're first starting, right, you're looking to other people for that guidance because you haven't walked that path before. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do something similar to what this person is doing or this person. But you have to make it your own. You have to always find a way to stay unique and to offer something different than what's already out there, because that's the reason why people will choose you. If you're creating the same types of content or doing something similar, then your competition will always have the upper hand, because there will always be someone coming out there that is at a higher level than you. So find a way that they can't compete with you. And it is absolutely possible. Because it comes down to creativity, and creativity is limitless.
Mm-hmm. Thomas says he's doing good.
Nice.
Same thing with his videos, really.
Mm-hmm.
And Brenda here, love the advice about the right attitude to views and slow and steady growth. Yeah, it's a different way of looking at YouTube than how the majority of people look at YouTube. And if you, like we've said, there's no right or wrong way. It's just, I constantly see people doing the whole I'm burnt out, I hate my channel, whatever route. And I'm like, I don't want to experience that. Like, I don't want to go down that route. So let me be proactive here and not get down to that area,
Yeah. There isn't one way, that's the cool thing, is like, it's not one way works.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it work for you. I've been working on some new music. Cool, exciting, but the same grind, really. You're working on new music to be released like in the upcoming year. That's cool, Thomas. Watch time is more important than views. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
It is.
YouTube introduced that. That's why they do the metrics of watch time. That's why they want you to do watch time for monetization and all that kind of stuff. Personally, because we do how-to tutorial videos, like I don't really dive crazy deep into the analytics where they're like, oh, that person dropped off at 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
What did I do there? I'm not really going to fixate over that. We've structured our channel in a different way where it gets us clients. And it's so crazy. Like every week we have people emailing us that for projects, for design projects, for course creation projects,
from our videos,
for website projects,
yeah,
for video editing projects. It's so amazing. It's like it's a lead generator for us, and I do not take it for granted. And I love the way that we've structured our channel.
Yeah, that it's our marketing. Like that's the channel is what markets our business for us. We don't really do any other marketing, to be honest with you.
We've got Eddie Jr.
Hello,
in the house.
Eddie Jr. Hello, hello.
How's it going? Thomas says new album for 2023.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's almost 2023.
I know.
The pandemic, like, fast forwarded time.
I know. It's crazy. One thing I've seen and learned is time is quite a powerful component when it comes to YouTube. You can have a video that doesn't do well for a year, and when you're not paying attention, yes. ... That's absolutely the case. That's happened multiple times for us in our channel. A few videos rather became more popular and just all of a sudden started to skyrocket. And it's like, whoa, what? You were dormant. But it's really exciting when that happens. Yeah.
That the video takes off and you are pleasantly surprised. The more videos you have, the more growth you get over time.
Yeah.
Stick with it. Yeah, the same thing happened during the pandemic when all of a sudden all of our tutorial videos that had to do with Skype and Zoom
Yes.
and Amazon, I don't know, just like it just all of a sudden they exploded.
Yeah.
It exploded. And that was a crazy time for growth. And at the time, remember we were releasing like 7 videos a day.
Yeah.
You couldn't go anywhere. And we're like, this is a rare once in a lifetime moment.
Double down, triple down. Yes.
Times 7 down.
Yes.
But let's get into building your brand equity. And the reason why I brought this topic up is because I've been listening to a lot of business podcasts, a lot of different kinds. And they're all talking about how a lot of people who were heavy into paid ads, paid marketing, that it's not doing the best return on investment from what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're having to now build personal brands, build their own brand with their name attached to it to help make sales. And I totally agree with it. And I totally believe that you should have brand equity and build it. And we unconsciously were building it this whole time that we didn't even know we were doing in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of stumbled upon that. We, because you guys know, we've dabbled in many different entrepreneurial ventures in the beginning. And a lot of them were because we didn't have our own business or our own product to sell necessarily. We were either doing joint venturing or joining other people's businesses like MLMs and network marketing and that kind of thing. And we kind of just realized, or we came to realize, I think we realized 2 different things, but it all led to us wanting to build our own brand because we saw the opportunity in that was a lot stronger. It came from being a part of other people's companies and seeing the downfall of those companies. Because like we're putting all this time and this time investment, money investment into promoting their products. Let's just say, for example, we'll talk about Empower Network, which is a company that their product was a blog system. So because we were all about or we still are about sharing your passion with others, your talents with others, and doing what you love for a living, we saw this blog opportunity as a great thing to tag onto, because that way other people as well could do what they love. They could blog about their passions. They could blog about whatever it is that they want to talk about and still make money. That was the whole kind of idea behind the product. And then when things kind of fell apart with that company, it was really like a pain point that, we invested so much time into that and promoting it, and it just kind of fell from underneath us.
Yeah, so how it went for me was Empower Network was literally sweeping the world. It was a viral thing that was happening. I remember seeing ads in the newspaper for it back when there was newspapers, and I was like, whoa, like Empower Network is huge. And it was basically like an MLM blog thing. And I remember getting swept up in the nostalgia and the money of everything, because they heavily promoted, you're going to get, if you could sell the highest level, you could get a $5,000 commission.
Yeah.
And that was huge at the time. And so I saw the dollars, and also I did learn a lot of mindset stuff from them. And I remember at one point we were blogging on our website, and we were doing sporadic YouTube videos, but we needed to go into Empower because they were a very active company in that there were calls happening weekly. Like you listen in, like you dial in and you put in a PIN code and you just listen. It was kind of like a presentation, and they would just do these presentations. There was lots of webinars and just like a lot of stuff to attend, and a lot of physical events. And I don't regret any of this, but at one point we made the decision to leave Essetino, not behind, but just leave it momentarily.
To put a pause on it.
So we stopped kind of like acknowledging our business and our name and promoting it. And then we kind of just went with the Empower Network name.
And using that as leverage.
Yeah. And being full in on it, we went to almost all the events that they were promoting. And like I said, I don't regret anything. We met some really great people. I learned a lot about mindset and strength of the mind and things like that. But we had, for a short time, abandoned our brand. And that was a mistake. That was a big mistake that we had to learn. Like we had to go through that, because the company imploded and exploded at the same time. They grew so fast in a year that it imploded from within. And it was like it was over before it started. It was crazy. And then we were when it did die out, we're like, whoa, we just left Essetino, and we always refer to our business as Essetino like it's a third person. Like it's an entity. There's three of us, And we were like, how could we do that? And now we have to go. Now but we're going to go back to it. And I felt like this horrible pit feeling that I had abandoned I didn't abandon business, but I just went from a different business, like our own business, to a different business. And then that one died out, and now we're going back. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, we can only rely on ourselves, and this is it. Like Essetino is the one.
There's a quote, I don't know who says this, but it's if you want to build an empire, don't build the empire on rented land. So essentially what that means is, if you're building what you want to build for your business, but on someone else's property, at any point that could be taken away from you. Even with YouTube, to be honest, if you're building your entire business on YouTube, we always say this, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you have other things. But the one thing that nobody can take away from you is your brand. What that means is a brand is way more than just a logo, by the way, or a color palette. your brand is the essence of your business. It's the messaging. It is like we say it's a third person when we say Essetino, because it is an entity. It has its own personality and its own vibe, as if like anybody who comes in interacting with that business is going to be interacting with that brand personality, that messaging. So it's super important to build that and to define it. I think that's where it needs to start, is defining what your brand stands for. What is it? Who is, this brand? What do they stand for? What is the messaging? What do they offer?
Mission?
Yeah. All those things are super important, if you haven't done already, to just sit down and hash out the answers to all those questions. And once you do, it's not something that you might instantly, like, you write down the answers and you're like, okay, because it might evolve. And we've seen our brand, you guys have seen our brand evolve so many times, right? It's okay that it evolves, but whatever age that you're at with your brand, you want to consistently put that messaging out. You want to stand by it and share it over and over and over again, because over time, people come to know you as that thing. Like with Essetino, people know us that we talk about content creation and we help people create profitable content. They know us as that, and as YouTube. We call us the YouTube girls, right?
YouTube is our flagship and our flagship product, which is what we're known for. But then when we have like private Zoom meetings, and then we tell people, oh yeah, we do course creation, we do design, we do this, and they're like, what? And then they get all excited. It's usually how it happens in the meetings. But just to share our evolution, we started off as Essetino Greetings, okay, with the greeting card company. That lasted all of a couple of months, but it is still a part of our journey.
I thought it was less. A couple of months?
Yeah, no, we really tried to make some greeting cards. It didn't work out.
Yes.
It's not profitable.
Yeah.
With the way we were doing it.
No.
Now we would just do digital. We would just create the designs and upload them to
yes.
Redbubble.
Yeah.
So it was Essetino Greetings. Then it was Essetino Connections, because we focused on joint ventures and pairing people to businesses, getting people leads and this and that. Then it was Essetino Artists, because we felt called to come back to the artist of us, and we wanted to help artists specifically. And then from Essetino Artists, it's now Essetino Media, because we felt that we have an eye to help businesses and brands look good and to create this brand and to create a profitable brand. That's what we want to do, is to help people create these profitable brands that they love and that they stand for. And we love doing a makeover on people's brands. It's awesome when we do a logo design, a website. They've got new cards, they've got new this, that. And it's just like, it's a really nice feeling when you've rebranded, a small business or a solo entrepreneur. It's a really cool feeling.
Yeah.
So the podcast that I was listening to, these are big players in the industry. These people make millions of dollars, and they're saying that, you know what's becoming more valuable and will continue to be more valuable is building, in particular, personal brand equity. Mm-hmm. So your personal brand, and what does that stand for? What does that mean? We have been building our personal brand for 10 years now. And that's why, when we go out and we see people in the real world, they already know what we're all about. They already know what we're like, because we put out, and we're not saying you have to do this, but we put out like all this content that they already know what we're about. And they choose to either get a course with us, or want to work with us, or just follow us. And they've already made that decision. And so
I just want to stress this point, because I know like this happened for me, like earlier on with the business, is like when someone asked me, what does your brand stand for? I didn't necessarily know a clear answer to that question. There were many things that, I knew it stood for in general. Like, freedom, like the freedom to do what you want with your life and creativity and all this kind of stuff, but like a clear tagline or messaging. I was kind of like, I didn't want to commit to anything because I'm like, if I commit to this one thing, like I'm leaving everything else out there that I that I'm not going to be mentioning. But get rid of that. Like it happened to me. Like you got to just move forward with whatever feels good. Like if when you're asking yourself, what does my brand stand for? Just do like a brainstorm, write down whatever comes to your mind without second guessing it, without figuring out, oh, like, is this really what I want to put out there? Just do a brainstorm, and be okay with putting that out there, even though you may not feel fully committed yet, because over time you will remove pieces of that and add pieces that really speak to you, and that this is what your brand stands for. And it's like a refining, like in chemistry, right? Like a titration. Over time, you're just going to refine that messaging over and over again. But if you don't do it, if you don't start somewhere, there's no brand messaging. There's people don't know what you do, and you're not putting yourself out there. So I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, and in the particular podcast that I was listening to were these two brothers, and they make millions of dollars per month, and they know all about marketing and branding.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying and giving the advice that you want to do your branding and marketing so well that when you do have a meeting or they email you or message you, like the sale's already done. Like they already know they want to work with you because you've already been putting out the stuff.
Yeah.
You've already been posting, you've already been putting out the videos. And so and it happens to us. Like when they get on the call or whatever, they're like, oh, Jewel, I know what you're going to say. I saw it in a past video. You're going to tell me to do this. And it's like, they already know me. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't actually say it to them, but I did say it to them,
Yeah.
And so that's I encourage you for all of you who want to sell something, who want to make money online, is to build your brand equity.
Yeah, what you're talking about there is like your brand voice, right? They already know what the voice is going to say. And when you have someone who already knows that is a sign of strong brand equity, because everything around that you've been putting out there in terms of content and your website and whatever you have out there, is just contributing to that same consistent messaging. That's what you want.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's hit up the comments here.
Yeah.
Have you thought about trying out TikTok? As a millennial, I find it hard to use both as a consumer or a creator. Yeah, so we always get asked that all the time because TikTok is a hot topic. It's very popular. It's very in right now. I did try it, and I personally didn't connect with it because it's very flash in the pan and it's very quick hit. And it doesn't create I guess it can create a long-term connection if a viewer is constantly watching something from one person. But I find that the algorithm kind of shows you a bunch of different things. Like you just keep, skipping over and just seeing all different kinds of videos. And so far right now, I'm not into it. I know that there's potential. I know that people are making a killing on it. I know this and that, but like, honestly, just because it makes money and just because it's popular doesn't mean I want to run towards it. I mean, maybe my opinion will change later on, but so far with the current content on there, I don't really want to be on there. Like, I don't really want to be making those kinds of videos. Because of our workload, I mean, like I said, we want high-paying clients with a lesser amount of clients. And we find that those happen through our long-form content. The people that listen to these live streams, the people that watch our tutorials are going to be more likely to spend a higher amount per project than a person that watches a 30-second thing of me dancing,
Yeah, right now the platform feels like a quick hit platform. And, maybe that could change later on. I'm sure,
I'm sure they're going to add long form.
Every platform evolves, right, into something different than what it started out. So I'd be interested to see how TikTok evolves. But right now, yeah, and I know people say like, oh, but you should be on the platform so that, you're not missing out. I don't have a fear of missing out. I am super grateful for what I already have. And I'm growing that in different ways. Just because everybody flocks to one platform doesn't mean I have to do it as well. So that's kind of my take on it.
And personally, I feel like, okay, let's say we decide to go on TikTok later on, that we would still be successful at it just because of our skill set.
Yeah.
That we could learn it, figure it out, and make it, if we enjoyed it, become successful at that as well.
Yeah.
That happens over time with many, many, many failures. You then realize, oh, if I just spend more time learning about this, then I can figure it out and be successful at it. That's pretty much, life. If you can just get over the failures and focus on the successes, that you can apply it to anything.
Yeah, YouTube existed for a while before we came into play, right? Before we started putting content on there. So it doesn't mean you can't be successful with the platform when you choose to be on it at a later time.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just everything is energy, and I'm not feeling the energy.
TikTok has a weird energy. Yeah. It's a weird energy, yeah.
Yeah, and like like the people that are on there, because people say like, oh, well, you don't have to do dancing videos, you can do like educational stuff, like the we could click these or whatever. Yeah, you can definitely. I'm sure if we had a team, we could just outsource that, but it's not our priority right now. The thing is, you can do anything and make it work and make it successful. It's like, which ones do you want to do? The real thing is actually dwindling it down, because I feel like there's so many options.
Yeah, your decision will be, or the question that you should be asking is, what is priority for me right now? Is it joining TikTok? Is that a priority? Or are other things more priority right now? So, and like I said, it's always like, it could be on your priority list, but you could come to it later, but focus on this right now.
And we're not saying it's bad if you watch it or are on it, but it just doesn't really jive,
our opinion,
with our personalities.
It doesn't jive with the Essetino personality at this point.
A pause on Essetino. The thought is
I know,
scary.
right?
Yeah, just thinking back to that, I'm like, how could I ever have done that?
Yeah.
Important to build brand equity. It makes a lot of sense, Eddie Jr. saying.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy said, I remember you made your paper from scratch. Yeah.
Oh, we sure did. And it wasn't paper that came out. It was like hard tablets.
Yeah. Ruined my Sharpies.
Oh, that sucks.
Little Garden on the Prairie says, posting one video a week is the absolute max for me as a YouTuber, and I'm good with the slow and steady growth.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you're good with it, then don't allow other external influences be like, hey, you need to go to the max. You need to do 10x. It's like, what are you happy with and what are you good with? If you're unhappy, then that's when you do something about it.
Yeah. I have a new good paying client who engaged me because she liked my brand on YouTube. She described me as knowing my topic inside and out, who is obviously efficient.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it really goes to show, like, this is part of building your brand equity, is showing sides of your personality, like showing maybe, she figured out the efficiency side of things just because of you talking about how organized you are and your different systems. And it's good to show those quirks of your personality and talk about things on a personal level as well with what you're doing, not just always about business, right? Because that's how you develop a piece of that trust with your viewers and your customers.
And in that video that I did showcasing Brenda about how to sell, your published book
Mm-hmm.
through your YouTube channel, I go on to say several times that Brenda looks structured. She looks like she's a professional writer. She knows what she's doing. She has a brand. There is a style going on. There is a theme, and that's how she's able to get clients and to sell her book. And it's crazy because it's so amazing to hear that you have clients now, that you have coaching clients yourself.
Yeah, and touching upon that, if you're not putting a consistent message out there, or you're not showcasing your brand, whether it's your personality or visually with the graphics or your messaging, then people will come to their own perceptions of what your brand is about. And they may be wrong, they may be totally off the chart, they may not be as strong enough, so with you putting that message out there and you're visually showing people what you're about, you're controlling the narrative. And I think that's the most important thing, is that if you're not saying much, then people will come to those conclusions themselves. And so it's essentially putting you in control when you're putting out that brand personality, brand messaging, all that kind of stuff.
I had to unfriend some people on Facebook. So I actually go through both my Instagram and Facebook, and if I see people who constantly complain, or they're doing like a negative energy, or they're whining, like there are particular people that just love to put out
play the victim
what's
card.
going wrong in their life constantly, and they just do like this whole story, and it's like it's essentially trying to get they're playing the victim card, and they want people to be like, oh no, it's okay, to write the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this person's just always complaining. And I just had to like unfriend them and like unfollow on. I've done it. I every so often I'll go through my lists and just unfriend and unfollow people, just because I'm like, oh man, like I don't want to see this kind of a feed. And I also try to limit my consumption of the feed as well, both on Instagram and on Facebook. I've decreased it quite a bit.
Yeah. Timothy says, I also feel that TikTok is style over substance.
Yeah, that's a good one. I totally
Very
agree
good
with
way
that.
of putting it. Yeah.
If you are really good at video editing, or you're funny or something like that, then it's, whereas on YouTube you could get away with just sitting in front of your webcam talking.
Yeah.
Whereas on TikTok, that's not really going to fly. Like you got to be like very visual, just loud, and just, you have to be shocking. You have to be shocking. You have to be like clickbait viral.
Yeah. I think that's part of, why we don't really gravitate towards it, is because we aren't those viral, like we don't really do that kind of thing, right? So, but let's see where TikTok goes. Yes, agree to that.
Let's
Phil.
all get ourselves a silver play button. Yeah, it's totally doable and it's totally possible. And even when we had 1,000 subscribers, I already knew that I was going to get 100,000 subscribers. I already was like, yeah, I'm getting that silver play button at 1,000 subscribers. And, we're about to hit 50,000, which is halfway. And it's like, you're halfway. We're halfway. Like, of course it's going to happen.
I think she sees me as efficient as I say a lot in 10 minutes. I don't waffle on the topic and don't draw the video out.
Yeah. I think people appreciate that for sure on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a huge, that a lot of people do appreciate that on YouTube. That's the name of the game, is getting to the point faster, right?
While still providing value.
Yeah.
Roland says, I unfriend people on Facebook often as well. I have one guy who is balancing on one foot while standing on the bubble.
What? That is
I'm
so
just
random.
trying to picture that.
Yeah.
But because like this is what would happen. I would see the post and then I would be like, oh God, they're just to like take action in your life. And then I'm like, oh, every time I'm getting that feeling, I'm giving myself a negative feeling. So I have to like get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we will end it here. We actually went over 1 hour.
Yes, 7:06 on our end, 7:06 p.m. Hopefully you guys got some good value out of that, building your brand equity or just making you think a little bit differently of like, oh, what can I do to just, do one small thing to put my brand messaging or brand personality out there a little bit more. Yeah, think about that or brainstorm on it, journal on it, and start to share it consistently.
Roland said his negativity is about to get him bounced. Yeah, if it's giving you a negative feeling, just it's causing you harm as well. It's like with people in real life, with negative energies. Timothy says, fantastic live stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. We enjoyed this. We enjoyed the talk. And if you have any suggestions for topics of the live stream, feel free to message us and let us know. And we might talk about it.
Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us and watching. We'll come back next Thursday, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you then. Bye.